Hello students, how are you all? I hope all of you are safe at your home and taking care of yourself. Okay, I welcome you all for class 10th session of English. And today I am going to introduce the new topic. So let's move to that. Okay, all of you have to recognize it. Yes, what is it? Exactly, this is a box. Very good. Now, each and everyone, think of two words that describe what you could do with a box. Quickly, you have to think any two words which describes what you could do with a box. Need to find out those words. I am going to ask you. Write down somewhere. Quickly, write down in your notebook. The practice notebook you must be having. Note it down quickly, each and every one. You might have think of these words. For example, inside, into, under, by, over, beneath, besides. Is it? Or many more. So by now you might have got the idea that which topic I am going to start today. Yes, today I am going to take prepositions. In very general term, if we talk about prepositions, connects a noun to other words and shows the relation between them. And before taking the topic into detail, I would like to show you few examples where you could understand. For example, the first one, it is we ran into the building. So the term into, the word that is written into, it shows the relation between ran and building. I hope all of you are able to understand it. Please note it down, each and every one. Write down these sentences. Or do one thing, just write down one more sentence using into. Quickly, each and everyone will write down one more sentence using preposition into. Quickly, each and everyone in your notebook. I hope everybody has written the sentence by using into. Okay, the next one. The dog dug under the bush by the house. The dog dug under the bush by the house. Clear? So you can see here two preposition we have used. One is under and another one is by. Under, if we talk about, it shows the relation between dug and bush, where the dug has been done under the bush. And by, if we talk about, it shows the relation between bush and house. You have to recall one thing, that whenever we are using the prepositions, it will be used before noun mainly. Clear? Okay, now all of you quickly, without wasting the time, write down any single sentence using the term under, different from the sentence, the example I have taken. Just write it down quickly. Any sentence, a simple sentence you have to write down using under and by within a single sentence. Make it fast, each and every one. And please note down, handwriting must be neat and clean, whether you are writing during the session or doing your homework. Handwriting should be neat and clean. I hope all of you are done with that. You have written the sentence using under and by together. Good. Now another example we'll see. Okay, the third example is Tina jumped over the bush while the cat slept beneath it. I hope all of you are clear. Tina jumped over the bush while the cat slept beneath it. So here two words, over and beneath, has been taken as preposition. So over, if we talk about, it shows the relation between the jumped and bush, where Tina jumped over the bush. While if we talk about beneath, it shows the relationship between slept and it. Clear to all of you? So whenever we are talking about prepositions, you need to take care of that. It connects noun and noun with the other words and shows the relation also. I hope all of you are clear with it. And now quickly, each and every one, just write down the sentence using over and beneath within a single one. Quickly write down each and every one, over and beneath within the single sentence. Note it down. Okay, I hope all of you have written that. Good. And students, it's a video session, so obviously I'm not in front of you, but you have to be honest to yourself. If I'm asking you, don't befool yourself. Clear? So you have to follow my instructions and you need to write it down. Is it clear to all of you? Fine. Now move to the next one. So for today's topic, that is prepositions, all of you have got the idea that this topic I'm going to take today, and what is going to be the learning objective. Clear? That what learning objective you are going to get from this topic today. So you will be able to identify and define prepositions. Being a student, you will be able to underline and find it out. You will be able to demonstrate correct usage of preposition, because when the basics will be clear, so easily you will be able to use the prepositions in a appropriate or the correct manner. Then thirdly, if we talk about, you will be able to make sentences in English. So that is the learning objective of today's topic, that is prepositions. So if we talk about the preposition, we know very well that it connects the relationship between a noun with the other words, or noun, pronoun and phrase to the other parts of the sentence. Whatever object or phrase the preposition is introducing is called as the object of the preposition. Clear? Now following sentences are there based on the same that introductory object. I have taken box related to that. We'll see. The box is on the desk, the box is under the desk, the box is leaning against the desk, the box is beside the desk. He held the box over the desk. He looked at the box during lunch. So you can see the relation of noun and pronoun with the other parts of the sentences. And if we talk about one preposition in your native language, might have several translations depending on the situation, and there are hardly any rules as to when to use which particular prepositions. The only way to learn preposition is looking them up in a dictionary to find out the meaning, the accurate meaning of that, where you are using it, and reading a lot of English. You have to read a lot in English. The literature means go through your textbook that we are already asking you people, and also learning useful phrases of by heart. So in this manner you can improve your different skills. Now I am going to show you the table which contains the different rules for some of the most frequently used prepositions in English. After this topic, as a homework, one worksheet will be given to all of you. You have to attempt that after this session. I hope it is clear. So here we'll see the different usage of the prepositions. The first one is written on. You must be knowing on we can use for the different purpose. For example, I have taken here days of the week, like on Monday. So we can say he went to the temple on Monday. So the question can arise, when he went to the temple, so you are getting answer on Monday. So on is used as preposition here, which showing the relation between temple and Monday. Same way the next one if we talk about is given in, and we can see the different usage is there for in. If we are talking about months and season, so we can say in August, I will come in August, we went there in winter. If we talk about time of day, I will come in the morning when you are talking about the time of the day. Year also, with year also we are using it like in 2006, 2010, 2020, and then after a certain period of time, like when the question arises when you are coming, in an hour, within a minute. So here the different usage can be there for in. Next one, at. For night if we are talking about, then also we are using, for example, he will come at night. For weekend if we talk about, I will be there at the weekend. Please try to understand, and the different more and more sentences you have to write it down by using all these prepositions that I am going to discuss today for your practice. Beside that, for a certain point of time, for example, I will come at 9:30, or I will be there at 7. So for that particular period of point of time also you are using it. And if we talk about the period of time, we will use in the previous column. You can see we have used in the previous here, where it is written I will be there in an hour. So that is for the certain period of time when you are talking about, and when you are talking about certain point of time, so that will be at. Next one is since. From a certain point of time and past till now, if that is continuing now also. So for example, you have written I have been living here since 1980s. So you started something in your past and you are still continuing that. So since will be used. I hope you people are very well clear with the use of since and for. Already it is in your tenses topic. And for, if we talk about, will be used over a certain period of time from the past till now, where you are aware about the period of time but not the point of time. So I have been living here for 2 years, or I have been working here for 2 years. Clear? Next one, ago. A certain time in the past if you are talking about, so you will use ago. For example, you can say I went there 2 years ago. Clear? Next is before. Earlier than a certain point of time means you did something and that has been finished in past only. So for example, you can you have written here before. You can see I have written here before 2004. Like I met her before 2004. Here you talked about certain point of time in past only. Another one is to. Here I have taken it for telling the time. For example, it's 10 minutes to 6. So what is the time exactly? Yes, 5:15. And if I say it's 20 minutes to 12, so what will be the time? Everyone? Yes, that will be 11:40. Correct. Now next, we are using to, till, until for marking the beginning and end of a period. As I told you in the beginning, the preposition, it's not very hard and fast rule that at a single place you are going to use it. It can be used at the different places depending upon the sentences, need of the sentence. Okay, for example, here it is written I will be there from Monday to Friday, or he will reach here till Friday. Next, use of till and until in the sense of how long something is going to last. For example, he is on holiday until Friday. Next, you can see use of by. and that has been taken here in the sense of at the latest up to a certain time. For example, I will be back by 6 o'clock, or I will be able to finish this work by today. Or another example you can see, by 11 o'clock I had read 5 pages. Clear? So these were the very basic uses of the different prepositions I have taken here. Now we are going to define it in two sense. Now we'll see preposition of time and preposition of place, depending means taking both position and the direction. So based on place and time, we can use the preposition in different manner. For example, the first one I have taken here, in. So it can be connected with room, building, street, town, country, or when you are talking about book, paper, car, taxi, picture and word. So one by one we'll see the example of that also. First one I am taking room, building, street, town and country. So for example, you can mention anything, that he is in the kitchen, she is in London. So you are talking about the place here. Then book and paper, with that we can say that she has written it in the book. I am going to sit in the car or in a taxi. Next you can mention that I have seen it in the given picture. On particular date you can mention, or year, I came in this world. And now all of you quickly write down the sentences using in, and it can be related to the place or time. Quickly, two sentences you have to write it down right now, and please make sure that you are doing it in the legible handwriting. Is it clear? 2 sentences using in. Okay, the next one, at, meaning next to or by an object. For example, I have written here, somebody is at the door, or I will meet her at the station. Another usage you can see when you are talking about the relation between the table and the object. For table you can say, the apple is at the table. For events you can use it, I will be there at a concert or at the party. Then place where you are to do something typical. For example, watch a film, movie, study or work. So you can see here, at the cinema, at school, at work. So these examples you can use in your sentences, and you have to write it down. So quickly write down sentence using at. Fast, each and everyone has to write it down. Next you can see use of on. So usage will talk about first attached, when you are showing something attached. So the picture is on the wall, or painting is on the wall. Secondly, you can use it as, you can use on for a place with a river. For example, Haridwar lies on the Ganga. Next, being on a surface, if we talk about, the book is on the table, or box is on the table. Then for a certain side, either left or right, for that also we can use that you will find the shop on the left of your house. Then for a floor in a house you can use on the first floor, they live on the first floor. For public transport you can use on the bus, on a plane. For television also, television, radio you can use I watched that on TV, on the radio. So these are the different usage of on I have taken here, and by using these you have to prepare, you have to do the practice of different sentences. Clear? So quickly each and everyone write down the sentence using on quickly with both time and place. The separate two sentences you have to write down for time, one for time and another one for place. Okay, now let's move to next one. Next prepositions I am taking here: by, next, to, beside. You can use it for left or right of somebody or something. For example, Jane is standing by or next to the tree or beside my car. Then another preposition under, that can be on the ground, lower than or covered by or something else. The bag is under the table or the book is under the notebook. For preposition, again I am reminding you one thing you have to recall, that always it will be used before noun. Clear? So you can see any of the sentence, just write down any of the sentence and find out whether it is before noun or not. Next one I am taking below. It can be taken as lower than something else but above the ground. Please carefully look at the usage of the different prepositions here, because many of the students get confused between under and below. They are not able to understand that how they have to create the difference between these two words. Clear? So here we are talking about lower than something else but above the ground, whereas under, if we talked about on the ground, which was lower than something else but it was on the ground. In below, if we talk about lower than something else but above the ground. For example, the fish are below the surface, so we can see they are away from ground. Next is over. It can be taken for covered by something else, like put a jacket over your shirt. So you are using it when you are covering it by something else. Next, over can be used more than, like I have been living here I have been living here over 16 years. Or the another sentence you can make, over 16 years of age are not allowed in this play station. Next one, the use of that you can see, getting to the other side, or you can go for across also. Walk over the bridge, when you are moving from one side to the another side or across the bridge, so over will be used. Then overcoming an obstacle, he will climb over the wall, where you are crossing that by climbing it. Clear? So that over will be used. Next one, above, if we talk about higher than something else but not directly over it. Clear? Something higher but not directly over it. Here you can see a path above the lake, or an aeroplane flying above the building. Then the next one, across, getting to the other side. The sentence has been written here, walk across the bridge, and you know that for that we used over also. Then another usage can be getting to the other side, swim across the lake. Next, through, we can see the usage can be something with limits on top, bottom and the side. So you can write drive through the tunnel. Another one, use of to, movement to person or building. Go to the cinema. Movement to a place or a country, go to London, go to Ireland. For bed also you can use it, go to bed. Then comes into. Into you can use when you are talking about enter a room or a building. For example, she went into the kitchen or into the house. Another one, towards, movement in the direction of something but not directly to it. For example, go 5 steps towards the house. Here in this sentence, not asking you to move directly to that, but in that particular direction. Onto, if we talk about movement to the top of something, for example, jump onto the table. For this, basically we used to say that she is jumping on the table, but the correct usage will be onto. Jump on the table, sorry, jump onto the table. Then the next one, from, in the sense of where from, a particular place we are talking about. A flower from the garden, a book from the library. So in this manner you can use the different preposition. So here we can see that these are some of the commonly used prepositions. All of you can go through it, use these and frame your sentences. Clear? And students, I would like to mention one thing, that for that separately you don't have to do anything. Just make sure that whenever you are reading the text, as we are asking you to read the chapter, then also you can work on that. Simply read the sentence. When you are reading the chapter, just in between that find out which one is the preposition and mark it. So that will be easier for you and it will not increase your burden for taking the topic separately. Clear? So beside the one that I have taken in today's session, so many different prepositions I have shown you, and by using these you can frame your sentences, and you have to do lots of practice of this. Writing practice as well as reading practice you have to do, and try to indulge your different topics within the same. That is going to save your time and that is going to help you out to improve your English. So with today's topic, I hope our learning objective will be achieved, that you, all of you, will be able to identify and define the prepositions now, and at the end of the topic you people are able to demonstrate correct usage of preposition and able to make sentences in English by using these prepositions too. All of you have to do the worksheet based on this topic in homework in neat and clean handwriting, and then you need to mail it to us. Clear? And again the reminder to all of you that whenever you are coming for your live classes, please make sure that you have written your full name, your first name as well as your surname, and then your class and section. Clear? Because what happens that at the time when you have not written, so the attendance will not be marked and your absent can be taken. So that is going to be problematic for you, because within the class also we are giving you instructions, but once you are already aware about that, you have to follow it on your own. Again and again it will not be reminded to you. Clear? Simply that attendance will be taken, and if those who will join the class without their full name or class and section, that attendance will not be marked. So I hope today's topic is clear to all of you. Thank you so much, and send your homework on time.